let me go to the main reason of this video. The challenges that I face as a backpacking doctor, as a solo backpacking doctor. But before we go to that, I can also talk about the benefits. As a backpacking doctor, one of the benefits that I cannot be troubled with any disease because I'll treat myself. So basically that is it. I've already said and taught and said that 75% of the medicine you see on pharmaceutical shelves in pharmacies and in hospitals, 75% come from plants. Only that that medicine on the shelves, in the pharmaceutical shelves, they have been moderated, brought down to a certain level so that they can be at the level of a human being. But the parasites are still at a higher level. So when you reduce the level of the medicine, the parasites can easily study this medicine and develop resistance. Same thing that happened to the Plasmodium parasite when they lowered the level of chloroquine, the active substance in cinchona tree that treated malaria. So they lowered the level, the Plasmodium parasite, particularly Plasmodium falciparum. We have got 4 types of Plasmodium parasites that cause malaria, but we're talking about falciparum. It studied it because it has a higher level DNA. So it studied the, the chloroquine chemical in the plant and develop resistance. The same thing has happened to UTI, urinary tract infections, which is caused by different types of parasites. It can be bacterial, viral, or can be protozoal. The same thing that happened to typhoid, the same thing that happened to brucellosis. These bacteria are very intelligent to develop resistance if you play around with the chemical that kill them. So herbal medicine, as it is natural. But as I've said, I treat myself. I do not, you have noticed that I actually can talk very fast. I've been taught to talk slowly because of the patience. You have to talk very slowly and elaborately so that they can understand you. But anyway, another benefit of being a solo backpacking doctor is that the freedom. I have a lot of freedom. I can decide where to go and so on. I'm not restricted with time like the 9 to 5 jobs. I decide where to go. But if there is an emergency, then that's just that. I have to send the medicine or go there and so on, which is very normal. As a doctor, that's how you are supposed to think. That's your level of thinking. Then I've done with the benefits of being a solo backpacking doctor. The bad, let us look at my challenges as a backpacking doctor. One of them is food. Food. I think I've trained myself to stay hungry because when I go in the field to treat people, normally I start in the morning maybe at 10 a.m. Then you'll go past lunchtime without noticing because the people you're treating do not go for lunch, or they bring their brought food, or they eat snacks where they are seated, but you don't have a time to break and to go and to eat. So one of the challenges is staying hungry. So from 4 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the evening, sometimes when people really want to see me, I can, in the field, not at the office, in the field, I can stay there to 8 p.m. That's the time when you start using spotlight, to look for medicine to give them. So that's one of the challenges. That's in the field. But in the home, this is where I'm staying. You can see, I'll show you the video satellite, just right here. So you can see the market center. This is the market center, and the market center is a small one. There are shops, but there are not much things. Sometimes the market center is, when I go to the field, when I come back, the market center is closed, so there is no food I can get for that day. Or if I'm at home, I have to travel for a very long time. There's a message on a message has arrived on my phone. So if which I'm recording from, so if I arrive late, the shops are closed. But when I'm at home, then I need something, maybe sugar. Sometimes I use a little bit of sugar, or maybe I want to buy some bananas. The market center, you can see, is empty. So I have to go either 5 kilometers from where I am from this center to Kenyanya. That's on the upper side, or 5 kilometers to the lower side to Etago to find food. So one of the biggest challenges that I have, and I need fresh food, you know, always need fresh food. Another thing that I have as a problem as a backpacking doctor is housing. You know, where I'm staying, in the house that I'm staying, there's no electricity. There is none. There is none. So I have some gadgets, maybe big television, maybe 32-inch. I'll show you here. But I cannot use it because the house that I have has no electricity. And then the house itself is dilapidated. I have, I have, what do they say? The owner of this house, I've rented this place actually. I've rented this place. It's a big place, you can see. I've rented this place, so, but it's not the best of the houses that you can find. In the neighborhood, you can see that neighborhood here. That is a house. That house is actually a rental place, but there's nobody there. But the owner doesn't prefer people of my level, you know. He wants people like maybe a teacher, or basically teachers, people who are paid by the government. So somebody like me, he will look down at me and say, no, I cannot give a house to you. So I end up living in such a place, in this place. So that's one of the challenges, that is housing. Another challenge that I have is where to stay or where to sleep when I go out. You know, you have traveled to a different place, a different town, you want to treat people there. So you cannot go there and by the time you are finishing at 11 or maybe at 7 p.m. you cannot travel back. For lack of transport means, I always use a bicycle, but the bicycle I have parked somewhere very far, maybe 20 kilometers away, because I've gone deep, maybe 30 kilometers away. So I have to lodge in a place that is cheap, and then with that cheapness you pick also diseases because it's a lodging. So I've shown you some of the videos. I picked a viral infection, and you know, that was affecting my mouth. But because I have the medicine, I just treat myself, and within 2 days it is gone. And this is a viral infection that can go to up to 7 days with your lips swollen and blisters everywhere. So, and when I say that one of the challenges is food, is that it's not for lack of money. No, I will always have money for food. But the challenge with food is that where to get it. You have to go 5 kilometers to the south or 5 kilometers to the north to get to the marketplace, a bigger marketplace where you can buy the food. I've talked about electricity. I have to upload these videos and so on and so forth. So the house that I'm staying in has no electricity, so I decided to use small solar panels to charge my gadgets. So I'll show you right here the solar panels that I use to charge my gadgets. So when it is cloudy, like today is very sunny, but when it is cloudy, you can see there's a clear sky right there. When it's cloudy, so charging is a problem. And I have several batteries, so if it's cloudy, then you can only charge maybe one battery, and that's not enough. To complete my work, I need at least 3 batteries, 3 sessions of full batteries, just to complete the work, editing and everything. So of course I cannot use a laptop, but I have a computer. I have a computer, but I cannot use because I do not have electricity. I'll show you the computer right here. Another thing is loneliness. You feel I'm using this. So loneliness. Yes, because you are a solo traveler, you are not that much lonely because you spend the whole day speaking to people. When you come back in the where you are staying, of course you are going to sleep or maybe watch some videos. I usually like watching Wodemaya. I also watch people like I Am Marwa, my favorite. Let him know that people are watching him. Just to get, you know, I would have chosen to be a solo traveler without recording what is happening in my life. But these people inspire me to do this work. Another thing that I face is missing family. As I'm staying here, my family is very far away, so I miss my family. And the only thing that I can do, maybe talk through the phone, maybe uh, face, you know, they call face palming or whatever. I talk to them and so on. I miss my family. My mother is in the USA, and then the rest of my family is in Kakamega. I'm a Luya, and they are in Kakamega. And now I'm staying here in Kisii. So loneliness is one thing that I always struggle with. So until when you go and visit them, but you go and visit them, patients are calling you and you have to come back very fast. Now I've also talked about electricity and uploading videos. So those are some of the challenges that I usually face when I'm a backpacking doctor. Uh, where I'm staying, I'm living among the Kisis or the Gusis, and I'm a Luya, so there's that language barrier, and sometimes they look down upon you because you are an outsider. But you know, I've learned to ignore that. I always stay in a place maybe 2 years, 3 years. This is my third year here. I might leave at any time, and I will give you a posting where I've gone to. But these are basically some of the struggles. It also one of the struggles is rain. When it rains, you cannot go out and treat people. You know, like this place, it rains a lot during the rainy season. Maybe in this year there has been this weather changes that is happening, a phenomenon that is happening everywhere throughout the world. But also, of course, that is a challenge here in that is rain. You cannot go around treat people that easily. Another challenge that I face is noise. I'm surrounded by several portion mills, and there is a road on one side and another road on the other side. So there's a lot of noise. So when I'm recording, I get a lot of problems because of the noise. So that's why usually you find me recording somewhere very far from the noises. You know, this is normally where I usually come to record a bit of the information that I have.